All right, let's go ahead and bring the Property Committee meeting for Thursday, February 8th, 5 p.m. 2024 to a start. With our roll call, we do have the members for a quorum this evening with members Bell, members Tompkins, member Byrne, and myself present. So that takes us on to number 2 with the consent agenda. Consent agenda includes 2A, the approval of minutes, January 4, 2024 of the regular meeting, and 2B, the recommended approval of bills and transfers, if any, to the county board, totaling a number of, and my number is gone, $444,298.18. Might I have a motion to put this one on the floor? We have a motion by member Byrne and a second. We have a second by member Bell. Any comments or questions regarding the consent agenda? All right, seeing none, we'll continue forward. 2A and B are consent agenda, which includes the approval of the minutes January 4, 2024, and the recommended approval of the bills. All of those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. And the motion passes. That brings us along to item number 3 on our agenda, the appearance of members of the public or county employees. Administrator Taylor, might we have any guests tonight?
We have had no requests for the property committee for members to speak.
Okay, thank you very much, Administrator Taylor. That'll move us right along to item number 4, departmental matters. We'll go to A, where we welcome Mr. Joseph Gaither, our Director of Facilities Management. Welcome, Mr. Gaither. It looks like you've got a couple items to be presented for action this evening. So let's take item number 4A1A, the request approval of proposal for professional architecture services from the Design Mavens Architecture for space in the Public Defender's Office. Might I have a motion to put it on the floor for discussion? Got a motion by member Byrne and a second by member Bell. Mr. Gaither, over to you for any information that you'd like to share.
Good evening, thank you. The Public Defender's Office did receive a $113,000 grant, and that's what has driven this project. So this is a $14,000 design, obviously, to try to utilize the space as best we can.
Thank you very much for the background. Comments or questions from the committee? Seeing no immediate questions, I do have a couple. Curious, when we're taking a look at structural change, I know we've done some kind of facilities adjustments. We had recently done taking a look at the mapping, looking at the laser mapping of the unit itself. So with this type of adjustment and removing some walls and adding some walls, is there any need to have any kind of re-blueprinting? And is that a part of the project to make sure that all of our kind of maps of the space itself shows all of the appropriate structure?
Yeah, so we already have the building completed, the scanning with WASI, and so we're hoping to be able to utilize that in this project. But where the walls are moved, we will have to do some additional scanning. We may have the capabilities to do that ourselves with some of the equipment. We are currently in the process of getting with Brightly, but I'm not sure. We're just not quite sure that as of yet. We're unraveling it with IT, but if not, we may have to have a little bit of additional work done. There are no structural walls up there. There's no support walls or anything that are being moved. It'll just be divider walls. So should be minimal.
Great, thank you very much. Final comments or questions? All right, seeing none, let's go ahead and take number 4A1A, the request approval of the proposal for professional architectural services from the Design Mavens Architecture for space in the Public Defender's Office. All of those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes. Let's go ahead and, Mr. Gaither, moving on to 4A1B. That's a request approval of proposal from SACO for installation of security cameras. Might I have a motion to put this on the floor for discussion? We have a motion by member Bell. Might I have a second? We have a second from Member Byrne. Mr. Gaither, over to you, please.
Thank you. This is a project that is obviously being facilitated through facilities, but our AT department is driving this. They're doing a fantastic job. We've had some, honestly, we've kind of had a minor support role in this project. The Sheriff's Department has been involved as well to identify areas, key areas for cameras. So that's where the number of cameras come from, is the recommendations from the Sheriff's Department.
Excellent. Thank you for the background information, especially on the different partnerships that are happening with this one. Comments or questions by members of the committee? I see Member Tompkins.
Yes, sir. I was just looking at the invoice here. How many cameras total are we looking at?
I'm honestly, that's a
I
good
counted
question.
9.
Yeah.
Maybe I was wrong.
I'm honestly, I'm not 100% sure as either. Do you have that one, Tony? Do you have that information? Cassie?
So I'll ask Mr. Grant to follow up, but it looks like the Seiko bid is a total of 119.
Okay,
Cameras.
they're good. Yes, that was hidden. My colleague showed me another batch there, because I was going to think 9 cameras seemed a little pricey there, but no, with 119, that makes perfect sense. Thank you.
Other comments or questions? No. And then, Mr. Gaither, so with the 119 cameras, what is our plan or the process, or any need for additional internet bandwidth, cloud storage? Is there any additional purchase that we foresee kind of accompanying this project, kind of as we're looking into the future?
Our understanding from the IT department is that's already included, and they'll have the coverage for that. So there won't be any additional cost for that.
Okay, excellent. Thank you very much. Then let's go ahead and bring 4A, 1B, the request approval of the proposal from Seiko for installation of security cameras, to a vote. All members in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? And the motion passes. Moving along to 4A2, Mr. Gaither, any items to be presented for information in your monthly report or other today?
Everybody's probably excited as coming to the building to see the phase 1 of the carpet has started. We were actually having that was finished up today. There was the stairwell that we had talked about by regional planning. That was, they're in the process of finishing up that today, which will complete phase 1 of this project. We are working on phase 2 to get it in place. And hopefully we'll bring more information next month so that we can look at starting that second phase of the carpet install. So that was an exciting one. I know there's been a lot of people asking about that. We had some issues early in the month with the extreme cold, and so a lot of what you'll see on this report was repairs due to issues with the extreme cold. We had some, the Sally Port froze up, and it was kind of a domino effect with some other items in that area. But we've done a lot of repairs early in this month that we're still just catching up from. So, but if you, that's what you'll see in the report mostly is repairs. So it's not as fun this month, but it is. Those are items that happen. So.
Really important work that you all are doing, and having the quick responses to make sure that any extreme weather event, things are taken care of. So thank you very much to you and your team for all of the quick actions with the extreme cold that we've had.
Thank you.
Also, the carpet looks fantastic. Excited to see the project come to completion. Any comments or questions on the general report? Thank you all very much for your service to the county and your time here tonight. That takes us along to item number 4B. We have Mr. Steffa. Welcome, Mr. Steffa, our Director of Parks and Recreation. So it looks like you have one item for action this evening. That's item number 4B1A, request approval of a resolution by the McLean County Board for declaration of surplus property at the Parks Department. Might we have a motion to put this one on the floor for discussion? Got a motion by Member Byrne. Might we have a second? We have a second by Member Bell. Mr. Steffa, over to you for any information you'd like to share.
Good evening. This is something that is fairly similar to what I brought to the property committee in October. The items are just a little different. This is surplus kayaks that we have that are in disrepair that we no longer use. They're beyond, I guess we could try fixing them, but the kayaks that we use get used almost every day. So it's a little bit different than a private owner having a kayak because they don't use their kayak every day. We've taken some steps to try and lengthen the lifespan of the kayaks. There's a keel guard that you can put. It's like a heavy strip of adhesive on one side. It's plastic. And when you take the kayak out of what we call the pen, we have to drag it. I'm also looking for something we can, like a little two-wheel dolly that we can take down to the water to lengthen the lifespan even more. But these kayaks that we're putting on Gov Deals, they're just really beyond repair. We're putting them on there. It could possibly, all of them that we're putting on are taking on water. So some people might buy these just to have at like a private pond or something like that. They might be able to fix it. So we're trying to clean up our pen, make room for other stuff, and not try and put stuff in the landfill.
Thank you very much, Mr. Steffa. Let's go to any comments or questions from the committee. We have a comment from Member Byrne or question?
Yeah, just a quick question. The previous sale that we set up in October, how has that done? Would you say that we've gotten rid of a fair number of surplus items from that sale in October?
I'm sorry, I could.
The sale that we put up in October for Gov Deals, how successful has that been? Would you say we've been able to move a lot of inventory
Yeah, every item that we put on was sold.
pretty quickly?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Very
We establish how long the auction's
Oh,
gonna be.
okay.
So normally they recommend a 2-week auction, and that's what we did.
And we're able to move everything?
Everything.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay then. All right, thank you.
Member Tompkins, did you have a question?
Yes, sir. Regarding the condition of the kayaks that we will be selling to private citizens, is there anything that is basically unseaworthy, for lack of a better word, that would make us have exposure if somebody bought this craft and it sank in their pond or something like that?
Yeah, everything is sold as is, and the people can come out and look at the stuff, all the items. We also take pictures of everything, and we describe what the condition is in the description when we put it on the auction.
So
Member Bell.
we're not liable for anything that we sell. They know that when they get it. As is means as is. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, thank you.
And then, Mr. Steffa, in removing these from our inventory, how many kayaks does that put us at right now in the fleet?
We have 9 total kayaks, 8 single person and 1 2-person, and we're ordering 3 more. 2 1-person and 1 2-person in addition to what we have. And it was budgeted for this year.
Okay, and that'll put us up to the appropriate amount to have for what our guests are enjoying?
I believe so, yes. Unless we see a big increase in our usage, which would be a good thing.
Would be a great thing. And then with this one, are there any additional serial numbers or any additional information that we need to acquire to be able to put these out on GovDocs?
No.
No, I recall from your previous, or the report that we'll go into that says we're still waiting on some pieces. So for the previous sale. So right now we are able to just take them, sell them, and then we'll be good going forward?
Yes.
Okay.
The one thing that I have not done yet, and I will do with the October batch, and this is my fault, the October batch and the kayaks that we're gonna sell, is I need to send a report to our auditor's office to get those off the books.
Alrighty. Thank you very much. Additional comments or questions from the committee? All right, then let's go ahead and we'll take our final action item of the evening to a vote. This is item number 4A, 4B. One, the request approval of a resolution by the McLean County Board for declaration of surplus property at the Parks Department. All members in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? And the motion passes. Mr. Steffa, over to you for any information you'd like to share from your monthly report.
I got quite a bit on there. There's nothing the only thing that stands out is that I'll kind of give an update on is the meeting we had with Baxter and Woodman about the sewage treatment plant renovation. We met with them on February 1st. It was the park staff as well as Mr. Grant, and 4 people from Baxter and Woodman came down. The project managers, along with the engineers. There were 3 engineers that were there. We went through basically from start to finish, what all is there. They took lots of pictures and took lots of notes. So I think it was a very successful meeting. The next steps are Baxter and Woodman will contact Stewart Spreading to get things rolling there with sludge land applications, permit applications, as well as the 60% design, which is tentatively scheduled for April 1st. So, and we'll also coordinate with equipment vendors in McLean County as necessary. So that's about the major one that I wanted to mention. I'll be happy to answer anything else.
Comments or questions from the committee on the report? Did want to ask then, since you said April 1st, is that's the kind of an initial kickoff with it? Was there any discussion on if this next phase that we get to will be at a appropriate place by the time we reach your busy season? Will we be ready for business and able to accommodate all of our campers?
Yes.
Fabulous.
Yep. And we're right on schedule with this project. And no, it's not an April Fool's joke.
Okay. Whew. Good to know. Glad we're safe there. I also did want to ask, in the report you mentioned that you're updating the park employee manual to be of assistance to park staff. Is that something that you typically do on your own? Do you do it in conjunction with our legal and our HR support team? Just curious about the process and how often that is completed usually.
I have not updated it thoroughly yet. I'm still working on it. I never even thought about coordinating with HR. I did think about running it by Mr. Sierra, but I will definitely reach out to HR, and if there's any help I can get, I'll certainly welcome it.
I believe Administrator Taylor might have something to say to that regard.
Yes, thank you, Chair Lehman. So in our county board policy, any updates to any department level policy manuals or procedural manuals, the process is to bring those through county administration, and administration approves those plans. So HR and legal will be taking a look at it when it's submitted and when it's finalized.
Great to know. Thank you.
Love hearing about those interdepartmental partnerships that we have going on. And speaking of, my final question for you, Mr. Steffa, about your report is you had mentioned doing a fee analysis on janitorial supplies to kind of get more bang for the buck. Just curious about any interdepartmental cooperation that could go on for bulk buying and perhaps working with facilities and other departments and like that to see if that was a possibility. Perhaps we can save the county a little bit of money in that way too. Is that a process that is going on? Is it something that's been historic or that we're going forward with?
I don't think we've ever partnered with facilities. We'd be happy to look into it. Right now, we're kind of doing our own fees analysis between Cintas and Miller Janitorial to see where we can get the most bang for our buck. But we'd be more than happy to reach out to Mr. Gaither and work with his department.
Amazing. More cooperation or potential for. All right. Thank you very much. If there are no other questions from the committee, we'll go ahead and move on to item number 4C, which takes us to Administrator Cassie Taylor. Anything to be presented for information this evening?
No, Chair Lehman, I have nothing to present to this committee.
All righty, moving right along to item number 5, other business and communications. Just a heads up, our next meeting for the property committee is February 8th, 2024 at 5 p.m. Oh, that's a surprise. It's March on a different date, probably, but March 7th, there we go. 5 p.m. is however correct. Any other business or communications from members of the committee or county employees? Alrighty, that takes us on to number 6, adjournment. Thank you, everybody, for your service to the county this evening, and we'll catch you in March, not February.